Hello? I'm sorry, we have a horrible connection.
You have to talk louder. I can't hear you.
Alan Quartermain, please. Who? Alan Quartermain?
You don't have to shout. Just a minute. It's for you. I believe it's Tiffany.
Hello?
Good morning, Alan. I hope I didn't call at a bad time or too early.
No, what do you want?
Well, I wanted to talk to you. Just the sound of your voice has already made my day that much brighter.
Is that so? What can I do for you?
Well, I thought there might be something that I could do for you.
Father, Monica, and I, we were just complaining about the noise.
I understand. Well, we don't want to give Monica anything else to complain about now, do we?
No, I should say none.
Well, then why don't you just answer yes or no?
All right.
I'll take that as a yes. Alan, I must see you today.
It'd be difficult.
Well, difficult shouldn't be hard for you.
It should be a challenge. And besides, you promised only yes or no.
Yes.
Oh, good. You won't be sorry. Now, there's a cute little place on the outskirts of town. It's very private. Called Squires.
It's a little pricey, I must admit. But then, of course, that's no concern of yours ever, is it? You know what I mean?
Yes?
Good. I'll meet you there around 1.
No.
Well, the sooner the better for me. How about noon?
Yes.
Good. I can hardly wait. I hope
That I have you just teensy-weensy bit curious.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Well, till then, I'll be waiting for you. And it'll just be wonderful. I promise you it'll get better and better all day.
Tiffany?
Oh, well, right on time. I adore a man who doesn't keep me waiting, but then, of course, you're always right, aren't you, Alan?
Fine way to dispense with the flattery.
I'm serious.
I'm curious. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the wine list. Would you care to choose something for us, please?
I don't have very much time, Tiffany. What are you trying to pull?
We have to rush right into business.
Business? I didn't realize that we had any.
How can you say that? We were partners.
Yes, we were. Past tense.
Well, I would like to work with you again. But first, I think I should give you my apologies. I'm really sorry about that little fit that I threw the other day and messed up your living room.
You underestimate yourself, Tiffany. You totaled the place. The only thing left standing were the walls.
Well, I was playing a part that I was not used to playing.
I doubt very much if there's a part that you couldn't play.
Not the fool, Alan. You forced me to do it, and I didn't like it. Then you were too smart for me, weren't you?
Tiffany, what do you want?
Just the opportunity to be here with you like this. You know, there's so many things that I could say to you, Alan. But above all, I would like to really make up for what I've done in some way. Somehow.
Go on.
Well, you have every right to be angry at me. I was wrong. And you were right. You should have control of the money. Besides, you have the brains to carry it off, don't you?
What, is this some kind of a setup?
No, it's no setup. I've just seen the light, so to speak. And I've actually seen you in a light that I've never seen before. An Alan that I've never known. Forceful, powerful, intelligent, clever. If you had any doubt, all you have to do is look at the way you pulled the wool over Sean's eyes. You were so sure of yourself. So smooth. My kind of man.
You love power, don't you?
Not half as much as the men who have it.
You really think this is the right place to discuss this?
Well, I think this is quite cozy, don't you?
Well, I think possibly we might want a more intimate place, just for the two of us. What about your apartment?
Someone could see us in my apartment. Report back to Monica.
That's true. That's true. We don't want to complicate things, do we?
Exactly.
I know the perfect place. The gatehouse.
I beg your pardon?
The gatehouse on our property. It's isolated from the rest of the world. I think it's the perfect place to cement our new partnership.
Well, I'm not sure I know how to get there. I don't remember.
I'll draw you a map. This is the Quartermain mansion. This is the gatehouse.
Yeah.
Just follow the arrows. How about, 7 o'clock? Please stay and test the wine. Have some lunch if you like.
I don't think so. I hate to eat or drink alone.
You won't be doing either tonight. And it'll only be champagne. Until then.
I'll taste it.
Excuse me. I thought you might be expecting me.
Alan, come in. I'll be with you in just a moment, okay? I like it. I think it's basically good. I think it's a little too fussy, though. Could you just simplify it, you think?
That won't be too difficult. I'll do another sketch, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Gary.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alan, please, sit down.
Where were you yesterday, Tiffany? We were supposed to be at the gatehouse. I waited and waited for you.
Something came up. I just couldn't make it.
Something came up. Come on, you can do better than that.
Do I need to?
Mm-hmm. You and I were going to make beautiful music together, the two of us. And you sure seemed to be as eager as I was. Now, I think I deserve a better explanation.
Well, Alan, what do you want? Details?
I wouldn't mind if you. You see, I really do feel pretty lousy.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
Yes, this whole thing has upset me. It has.
Funny, it seems business as usual.
Well, I am a businesswoman, Alan.
You mean in addition to being a tease?
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You're sorry about an awful lot of things today, Tiffany, but I'm not getting any answers. I was there at the gatehouse. I was waiting for you. I waited a long time. And the only thing that was more chilled than the champagne at the end of the time was me.
Oh, Alan,
You really did lead me up the garden path, did you?
Can you take the truth?
I can take it if it's in small doses.
I really do like you.
Well, I can take that.
You know, I just debated with myself so much yesterday, and I did give a great deal of serious thought to being with you.
Obviously, I didn't fare all that well at the end of the debate, did I?
Actually, you did. You did. I had to admit that I do like you. And I came very close to meeting you.
Close, but no cigar, right?
Well, there was a truth about myself that I had to admit.
Which was what?
I have very deep feelings for someone else.
I don't know how many times that man has interfered in my life, and now he's doing it again. Don't tell me. It's Sean Donnelly.
Alan, please, don't leave angry, okay? Would you talk to me for just a moment more?
I just feel taken, you know?
You shouldn't feel taken. I mean, I was going to take you, I was, but my feelings for Sean got in the way. What can I tell you?
It doesn't make me feel any better, Tiffany.
Well, I'm very happy. I just want to share a little bit of that with you. Can I do that for a moment, please?
Isn't doing me much good now, though, is it?
Well, it could if you would just listen
All right, I'm listening.
with an open mind.
I'm listening. I can't guarantee the open mind.
I think you're a wonderful man, Alan. I do. And I think Monica's a pretty marvelous woman, too.
She has her moments.
Oh, come on, you know she has more than her moments. Look at how your marriage has survived over all these years.
I'd really rather not.
Would you humor me? I'm leading up to something.
I think I know what it is. My mother kind of bounces it off me about once a week.
Well, you and Monica do have it in your power to kind of find each other again. Is that what she said?
Words to that effect.
It's true.
You know what, Tiffany? Monica and I have been finding each other for brief periods of time forever.
Then why don't you take and build on those moments?
Let me tell you something. You don't know what you're talking about in this particular situation because Monica has to give a little bit as well.
So what is it that Monica has to give that is standing in your way?
The presidency of HTI and all the perks that go with it.
Alan, that's a little materialistic, not to mention chauvinistic, don't you think?
It's in my blood. I'm a Quartermain.
Well, couldn't you just for once kind of put that aside?
Why should I? It's one of the things that attracted Monica to me in the first place.
Well, I'm sure there were a lot more things than that.
Yeah, there was sex.
And?
That about covers it.
Well, what about the bond you have with your children?
It kind of comes and goes, but you can't hold a marriage together with your children anyway.
Well, I happen to know for a fact that you are very romantic. And I think Monica probably could be, too. Maybe you haven't explored that part of it yet.
Let me be perfectly frank with you. Let me tell you something about Monica. Monica loves money. She always has. She also loves all the conniving and manipulation that goes with it, just like the rest of the Quartermains.
Do you really believe that?
I know it.
Well, you Quartermains can really be ruthless, can't you?
Except possibly for my mother.
That's true. Lila is a very, very nice lady. The rest of you are kind of ruthless right down to the core, though.
You haven't even seen the worst of it yet.
Well, why don't you just tell me what the worst is so I can prepare myself?
Well, my father has a cousin. His name's Herbert. He's dying. He's coming to spend his last days with us.
I'm sorry. That's very sad. I don't understand what that has to do with being ruthless, though.
My father and Cousin Herbert are going to find something to be ruthless about.
Herbert, a dying man.
You see, a Quartermain is a Quartermain. Even to the last breath.
Let me get this straight. You want me to take over your job as president of HTI?
Oh, temporarily, of course.
Well, I'm a little surprised, Monica. Why me?
Because you're the only one I can trust at the moment.
Uh-huh. So your back's against the wall, huh?
Right.
That's why you have to trust me.
Well, Tiffany, I've known you for a long time.
Well, you know, Monica, that's what throws me about this.
Amanda thinks that you're very gallant.
Well, that's very nice of Amanda to say.
Amanda was trying to think of something nice to say, and that's the only word that sprang to mind.
It's perfect. Actually, I've always associated gallantry with trustworthiness. I have to tell you, though, this is a little overwhelming, all this trust that you're placing on me. Maybe I should be a little open with you.
About what?
About Sean. We're very close again. Very close. And it has a lot more meaning this time.
In other words, it's not just a fling.
Oh, it's far from it.
Well, good. I'm very glad for you.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm surprised because you and Sean, you know.
That's over and done with. And I mean it. I am very glad, because I was beginning to think you were kind of getting a little close to Alan.
No. No.
Well, the point now is to make sure the Quartermains keep their hands off HTI.
Well, I can promise you they will.
I'm afraid I'm going to need something a little more than that.
Well, Monica, I really don't know what more I can say.
You don't have to say anything. All you have to do is sign this.
What?
Well, that's a guarantee in writing.
I see.